because I've already had my first drink. It might get sloppy tonight, so I can't wait till 7 o'clock. It's the Jim Fannon Show. Pop it. Thank you, Jay Beatty, for the beats. Wow. Love those beats. It occurred for me that during the jam session the other night that we broadcast last Sunday night, I had some treatment on the microphones that made my music sound like mud. Sorry about that. I don't know. I had some treatment on OBS, so I canceled it, and I'm hoping... I'm still trying to get my levels right. Can you believe that? I want to shout out to Paul Layton, who watches often, let's put it that way. And is the T really silent in often? Why was I beating myself up because I said it wrong when half the people say it wrong? Nobody says often, do they? Paul Layton, thanks for the use of the board. Merry Christmas Eve to you. I say Merry Christmas because it's friendly, but it's not Christmas until Christmas. So Merry Christmas Eve to you. We're going to hit, I don't know where we're going to hit. As usual, I have no script. What up, Facebook, Periscope, Twitter, what up? Twitch, DLive, and YouTube, broadcasting as TrueTube on YouTube. Okay, here's the question I have for you. Matt McPherson put the music together on the way in. You listened to 5 minutes of Want Some? That's M Factor with the PH and I don't know how you spell it. Thank you, Matt McPherson, for sending me over copyright, royalty-free music that I can broadcast with without getting cut. And then the other two intros, The Deep Dark Hole, that's this one. Oh, I got to turn down. There we go. I told Jay Beatty I wanted something dark and spooky. Like, you know, the gargantuan coming out of the ocean in one of those monster movies, just slowly rising and building and building. I think My Son the Hurricane's got a song that builds like that. Is it? It's not Smile, is it? I'm not sure. One of their new ones. And I want it, yeah. And so he brought his pad here, and he sat here with me and my niece, helped me soundproof these walls with a bunch of moving blankets that I purchased specifically for that reason. He brought over an upholstery punch that put like rings in them so I could hang them, right? And then he got that pad out, and we got supremely baked. And every track he laid down, I'm like, yeah, I like it. And then he pretty much finished that song while we sat here working on the, studio, I guess. And I went to all that work, and who really cares? Like, if you're just putting out content and people are enjoying it, I just wanted it to sound good, but it doesn't, like, what, you're going to hear the echoes? Well, I do have my drums covered up because they rattle. But anyway, as usual, I'm sidetracked. Jay Beatty built the music. Matt McPherson let me use the first one on the way and Want Some. It's nice. Okay, so here's my question on coronavirus deaths. If this is the United States, as you're looking at, this is worldmaps.info. No, sorry, world meters. Meters spelled the way the English spell meters. I don't know, or the American spell meters. Worldmeters.info. I find them to be a reliable source of tracking interesting things. And in the United States, I'm going somewhere with this. Stick with me, kids. The United States is claiming that they have tested positively 19 million times, let's call it. Now, I don't know why they call those cases. To me, a case should be someone that shows symptoms. I'm not sure that this includes those. Well, I'm sure it includes those, but I think it includes others that have tested positive that have no symptoms, okay? And the common belief, from the limited research and brain capacity that I possess and have done, leads me to believe that 10 times the reported cases, 10 times, are people who are benefited from a natural immunity to coronavirus or will be asymptomatic and a carrier. I don't see, I know if you don't have symptoms, I don't think we know this yet. And here's part of the thing. I'm no expert on this, but I'm not falling for the mainstream media's fear. That's for sure. Can you be a spreader if you're asymptomatic? If you have it, I would think that you should be able to transmit it. But we don't know. We don't know if kids are transmitters because kids are very often asymptomatic or they have a natural anti-resistance to it. I don't know that... Is like some people just unable to contract the virus? We don't know. So let's shut down the economy. So if 10 times, I've heard this said many times, that it's an order of magnitude greater than the confirmed cases are asymptomatic out in the population, regardless of whether they can spread it or not. Okay, so we've got 19 million confirmed cases. If that is true, then that means that 190 million people in the States have been infected. 19 times 10 is 190. There's about 350 million people in the States, right? So, are we already approaching herd immunity? Here's the other thing no one's talking about. Again, I'm not a virologist. What do you call it? An epidemiologist? Virologist. This is why I'm trying to get my content out, because Thursday nights I usually come out here. But I'm not a doctor. But if half the population has already been infected with it, the other half may be asymptomatic or immune to it, and the other half may be susceptible to it, a quarter of which, or a tenth of which, are high risk. And what are we vaccinating people with? An untested virus. And I say untested because, well, how do we know it's good for pregnant women? We haven't tested it on pregnant women. We haven't tested it on hardly any humans. But here's what they're not talking about. The virus is decreasing in severity. And I can show you the proof. And isn't this, and I'm talking about another strain now, don't viruses mutate as they travel through the population at some level? And usually downward as far as contagiousness and severity of symptoms? I don't know. Yeah, they do. So anyway, I'm not a stats guy. I love them. And I think people don't do their own research enough. Speaking of stats, here's Canada's numbers. These are new cases. Grab yourself a ripper. We're going to be here a while. New daily cases in Canada on a 7-day moving average. Just to flatten the numbers out a little bit for you, okay? Can you see clearly? Yeah, looks pretty good. Here's April, phase wave 1, okay? This cost us a lot of deaths. Down here you can see the deaths were pretty high there. Okay, so here's wave 1. Here's where we are now. Okay, so we're talking, let's call it 1,700. That's the height of the fat part of the peak. Okay? This here is the 7-day moving average again. Let's call it 6,500. You could say more, but roughly, right in here, 66. You could even say 66, 67. We've been in this range. Okay, so compare that to this. All right. It's roughly, I think it's about 4 times because it hasn't shifted much from when I did the last time, which was over here somewhere. 4 times the positive tests. Again, these are not cases in my mind. These are positive tests. Very, very different. And look at the deaths. Daily deaths in Canada. We had a peak there, but let's call it right in here, 160. 160, let's say. That's the fat part. Other than that one little peak there. You could call it 170, 175. Hey, hell, call it 200. I don't care. Over here? Okay, so you get where I'm going with this. You don't have to be a rocket surgeon to see that we are at 4 times the positive cases or infections, and we're at half the deaths. What the fuck? Dudes, sorry for the harsh language, but like, why are we locking down? Because this?
Not done just by one officer.
Because fear?
Officers,
Government control? My heart is broken. My heart breaks a lot lately. It was breaking for the fires in the States, for burning down Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all that kind of stuff over George Floyd, and like, don't even get me started. Please. We live in one of the greatest countries in the world. The West is the best. You know what? You people that come from different listen to me. You people that come from different cultures. I say that to my Greek, Italian, Chinese, Bohemian, whatever. I come from a different culture just a long freaking time ago. The name is Fannon. It's Irish, but it's not like I visit the homeland, send money back. I don't even know. I didn't even meet my grandfather. One of them I did, but he wasn't on the Irish side. And I'm sure I'm a Heinz 57 as far as culture goes, or whatever races I happen to make up. But no matter what culture you came from, the West is still the best. Isn't it? Isn't it okay to say that Western civilization, the way we know it, and that can include some of the places that you came from, but you're here now for a reason. Why? Because it's better, man. I don't care if you're in Canada or the United States, in North America, you couldn't have it better. We couldn't be more, we could, I guess, be more tolerant, but there's almost not a more tolerant place in the world, a more free place. Save Canada, especially when it comes to speech. But we got it pretty good. Nobody wants to celebrate where we are now. They all want to talk about how bad things are, and I don't get it. Like, I get it for a political narrative, especially in the States. The Democrats seem to hate America. I think America's worth fighting for. And we're not going to hit that tonight, but I think you might see just that soon rather than later. So I just wanted to run by some stats. We're doing okay. You want to wear your mask. I'm not anti-mask. I hate when the people are saying, "Oh, you're anti-mask." No, I'm not wearing a mask. Actually, I do have I just ordered a 5-pack of these really thin nylon face-hugging masks that I'm pretty sure in the limited capacity that I'm going to use them, because I don't wear masks, it'll be okay. There's nothing much going to live in there for the few breaths that I take through them. And it's not going to, it's not going to be living back to, it's not going to be a diaper. It's a thin nylon face-hugging mask. I think I can do it because I'm blowing right through it. I'm not bathing in my own excrement. Fuck that. I have no problem with the shield. I wear a shield for a doctor's appointment. No big deal. The masks, no way. No way. Especially those blue pleated medical masks from China. Not on your life. I don't mind throwing a bandana over my nose. Big deal. I don't. But that wouldn't be the end of the world. Anyways, new numbers. This is Frank Soda's son going on a romp across Vancouver, is it? He's raising money for Covenant House. Cool. I had Frank Soda on the show the other day. This is his son, Berto. You can go to his website right here, umbertosoda.com. I was going to do a little cruise of my social media here today, but I think it's better that I keep these segments shorter rather than longer. So here you have it. 19 million confirmed cases. I think that means that 190 million of you have been infected. Have we reached herd immunity? And what the fuck, dudes? Here's our new daily cases. Peace, love, hug your neighbor, and get that diaper off your face. I'm out.